Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's the Sid and
the Badgerita.
And we are on day 0 of our new Camino adventure. We are in, say it?
Ferrol. Ferrol.
And we are starting our Camino Ingles tomorrow morning, but we decided to come to the start while it was nice and sunny.
A little warmer.
Yeah. And shoot an opening segment in case it was dreary and cold and wet. And then maybe tomorrow we'll just start where our hotel is. But anyway, we've got how many miles?
Tomorrow, 9.5.
To
Neda, Neda. So I'm going to learn all the pronunciations of these places.
And where are we going in total? Then we're going to end up in Santiago with
125 miles?
Well, I think that's between Muxia.
No. No, that's right.
Total.
Total, 125. So it's 84-ish miles to Santiago. 110 kilometers from here, I think.
And so our plan is to hit Santiago in 6 days, and then we're going to just carry straight on through the next day and head out to Muxia for our next Camino adventure, because technically those are separate Caminos. We've been to Finisterre, but now we're going to go to Muxia.
Yeah, we've been there, but we haven't walked there. Muxia, yes.
Right. So this is what things are looking like down here at Ground Zero. It's right at the port. Beautiful sky. We've got a couple of palm trees over there. And we are about to go over to the Office of Tourism and get our first stamp.
Sello?
And sello, and our first beer.
Because there's a bar right next to it.
Because there's a bar there. So until tomorrow, the Sid and
Badgerita.
We are out. Good morning on day 1.
Day 1 of Camino Ingles.
We can agree to that now. After this, all the days will start to blend and we'll be confused as to which day. But this is day 1. And since on day 0 we checked out the actual start and got a stamp down there at the start from the Altrea bar, we are starting off a little bit beyond that in the city,
right,
based on where we stayed. We learned that it's Neda,
where we're going today.
Where we're going.
Yes.
How many miles?
9.5, probably 10, yeah.
So it's a rest day for us already.
Yeah, show them our hotel. This is our hotel, El Sucio.
Yep, and it was very nice, and in a nice little street. So it's brisk and overcast, but not raining, so we'll take it.
Yeah, it might rain at about 10.
Yeah.
We're ready. And a kiss for luck, and we're on our way.
The familiar yellow arrow. And what a nice little street we're on right now. Of course, all the cafes are closed. It's early in the morning, but nice little town. Well, we're a mile or so in, and it's been a very urban hike so far. The arrows and the way has been very well marked with keeping us in line, and that's not always the case through some of these cities, but it's been pretty easy to navigate just by those. So we've just hit our first actual trail versus street. We are at the very, very end of the river, and we'll be kind of making our way around it. A lot of people will combine what we're doing in 2 days into one, and some of those people manage to do that by crossing over a bridge that cuts off a bit of that walk. So we opted to just split it into 2 easier days. The Badgerita called me a loser for doing that, which I think is unkind of her. We were on the other side of that water, and it's kind of a foggy day, but pretty nonetheless. We're 3 miles in, and we've got a very old, probably city wall, and we're right on the water with the beach to our right. Nice path by ourselves. It's been mostly an urban walk, but there's still lots of fun things to photograph and see. So it wasn't too terribly long ago that the Badgerita said something like, "That's it, I'm done. That's the end of my long walking." So tell me how we got from there to here, Badgerita.
I believe that I say that at the end of every walk we do, but I am done. I'm never doing it again. I'm never wearing a pack again. And then it's sort of like having a baby. They say you forget about that pain and you do it again.
Oh, lively little cafe about 5 miles in, and we're starting to see a bunch of people on the Camino. Haven't passed too many in terms of walking, but now we're seeing a bunch here, so it's starting to feel more Camino-like. Well, we're at the 5-mile mark or so, and we're walking along the trees on one side, railroad tracks on the other. The rain has stopped. Never rained hard, it was just sort of drizzling, and we've got our own little private path here, so pretty nice.
Just stopped at a little cafe,
and we figured out that Napolitano apparently is not a universal term. So we're going to have to
learn what it is here.
Figure that out. So the Badgerita ended up with a croissant instead. And
that's okay.
I got my
second
Coke Zero. The Badgerita tells me that this dates back to 977. So we're going to take maybe a quick peek inside. Well, we've come off the road and into a little forest path, and back at the church we sort of reconnected with a family that we've met from Florida. So kind of walking along with them for a little bit. But this is what it's looking like now. We are coming up on our first major split. And goes both ways. Can't tell yet from the map what's happening.
What is that ghost dog?
If you go left, you go straight across that bridge and then hang a right. If you go down, we're going to make a tour. If you go to the right or down the hill, we're going to make a tour of this estuary and end up at the exact same spot over there. So the Badgerita insisted that we put in some extra miles.
Did not insist.
Because we have all day to kill, and this looked like a lovely way to do it. So here we go. So our little excursion brought us by this tide mill from the 1700s, and we're going to walk across this estuary on a very cool little pathway. So it's not a long diversion from the straight path that goes across, and I guess it's debatable, you know, how you feel like it's worth it and where you're going. We're only going to Neda today, so it's worth it to us. But if we were going all the way to the next stop, then maybe not so much. The tunnel behind us, that is the point at which we rejoined that shortcut. Yeah. What was it, about a mile, do you think?
Not even.
So it was pretty back there, and we got to see that mill and that tunnel with the artwork. So I think we're happy that we took it. But now back together and headed to Neda. Crossing a bridge, gets to the other side and then stay on that side. The Badgerita's getting hot. Well, we're walking through Neda, and it's bigger than we thought, and we're sort of sidewalk walking now, and our accommodations are still about 40 minutes away, and not knowing exactly where it is, we never know if there's going to be places to eat around it or if it's going to be out, you know, in the country somewhere. So that's always a debate around this time. And eating early, like, you know, 2:33 or 4, before all the restaurants close until about 8, seems to be part of our plan too, because we don't want to be out, you know, really late having dinner. So we'll find out what we have available to us. Across the bridge, down a back alley. This is feeling more Camino-like, coming through a small village like this one. And we still have at least a mile to go before our accommodation, but we saw a sign for it back there, which is always a good sign because it's big enough to have its own sign, so that's a good thing. So at the 11-mile mark, we are now off the Camino and heading down this street to our accommodations. So that's something that obviously happens. You can walk the Camino so long, and unless your accommodation is directly on it, at some point you're going to have to pull off and head to the hotel, and we think that pull off part is now. I thought it was an easy day from an elevation point of view.
Oh my gosh, the climbing was awful today.
Don't believe anything the Badgerita says. I would say very easy first day, and we kind of expected that.
Especially since it's a short day. Most people go to Pontedeume, which is where we're going tomorrow. But we purposely made it a shorter day for our first day.
I think we're heading to a casa rural, although it's not called that. But we've pulled off the main road and are on this little side street heading down to the river. If that's it, that's pretty impressive. Pretty cool. I really hope that we're actually staying here. Until tomorrow, the Cid.
The Badgerita.
Wow.
Jillian.
Yeah, she's got so many trail names she couldn't pick from one. We are out.